Hi, my name is Scott Forbes. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm stuck in one of the worst states in the Union, Connecticut. But, along with my pals, I try to make the best of it. That includes lots of road trips around New York, New England, and beyond. When you've been into board sports as long as I have, it's not a fad or a hobby, it's a way of life. Hey, welcome to A Way of Life. This is episode number 12, and I apologize up front. It's going to be a real quick, short, and sweet episode because we're in the midst of moving into our new house, so I just don't have time for this crap. Okay, hit it. Okay, welcome to our first installment of Sneaking into the Movies. For our first film, we're going to take a look at Kevin Egan's fantastic documentary, What Awaits Us? A Beyond Story. This isn't so much a movie review as it's just me reminiscing about the glory days of late 80s hardcore in the tri-state area. Now for our younger viewers, you missed out on a lot. Any stories about how crazy and fun the hardcore scene was at clubs like the Anthrax in Norwalk, Connecticut, these stories are not hyperbole. I lived it, I loved it, I saw amazing bands, I jumped off the stage, I moshed, and I have the hearing loss and tinnitus to prove it. Probably from standing too close to those giant PA speakers all the time. I don't need to collect records or t-shirts to justify my hardcore existence. I was there. So Beyond was one of those incredible bands that showed up on the scene around 88. At least for me anyways, that's when the 88 demo came out, and they were from Long Island. I have a soft spot in my heart for all things Long Island, because there were a ton of great hardcore bands like Reach Out, Vision of Disorder, The Crumbsuckers, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. But you're with me, right? Okay, back to Beyond. They were fast, abrasive, they could really play their instruments for a bunch of high school kids. More on that in a sec. I was in a band called Wide Awake. I played drums, as you might know, but I don't really like to talk about that. This is about Beyond, not Wide Awake. We definitely played some shows with Beyond at the Anthrax, and I always loved seeing them live. So now years later, Kevin takes a ton of archive photos and videos and gets some of the old gang together to talk about the old days. You know, you got your Sammy, Alan Cage, Vic the bass player, TC3, Porcelli, there's some chimp driving around in a van or something, Walter, I think Motley Crue might say a thing or two, Gavin Absolution. It's pretty much a cut above your standard hardcore documentary fare because this is freaking Beyond, you sap. It's definitely a band you want to hear about. You also get some time devoted to all the new bands that sprung up from the loins of Beyond, such as Quicksand, Handsome, the 1.6 Band, and the Nefarious Pow. So you can either rent or buy this movie from Vimeo. I'm going to put a link in the YouTube description. Just pony up the $10. It's for a good cause because Kevin did a great job on this production. I think you're going to want to see it. If you were there, you're going to love the stories, the photos, maybe see your old friends in the crowd. If you're a youngster, well, then you can take a look and see what the old hardcore days were like. One thing that lacks is solid video footage because A, we didn't have high-tech cameras back then, and B, I don't think any of us dingbats ever thought this music would be revered some 30 or 40 years later, so not much thought was being put into capturing the visuals. Plus, who the hell wanted to drag a heavy 1980s video camera to a sweaty punk rock club? In closing, I can't say that I ever knew Kevin personally back in the 80s, but I did talk to him at a reunion show in New Haven in 2019. I asked him about the amazing song Seasons, which you hear in the background, which is one of my all-time favorites. I asked him if aliens had come down from the heavens to help write the blazing intro to the song. His reply was, no, it was just heavily influenced by Iron Maiden and Dag Nasty. So there you have it. Get on this one ASAP.
Just forget it, man. Just forget it.
All right, walk with me. Let's do the rant segment. This installment, I'm going to be talking some shit about my family members, but they'd never see this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Unless you're going to be the concerned citizen who drops a dime on me and tells them what you saw. Okay, first up, Valentine's Day. I am not kidding. As soon as that New Year's Eve ball dropped, they were putting up Valentine's crap in the stores. It's ridiculous. We're coming in way too hot with this promotion of Valentine's Day. Dial it the back because I am sick of seeing stuff about it. Also on that subject, the most depressed I ever see my wife is the few days leading up to her birthday and Valentine's Day, because she gets all up in her head on how wildly I'm going to disappoint her. Oh, hey honey, are you all right? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Oh, you look like you're down. No, I'm fine. All right, rant number 2 involves my kids and going outside. Can you please, I'm begging you, just take it outside. What the is wrong with this generation of kids that they gotta stay inside all day, every day? When I was a kid, if I wasn't in the basement playing with Star Wars figures, I was out on my bike and I was gone. There was no reason to hang out in the house. These kids never go outside because I think these video games are just too good. You know, when we were kids, the games were pretty. You'd play Atari for an hour or two and you get bored and you go outside and ride your BMX bike. Take it outside. I think I had the aha moment when I was thinking about my old Huffy Thunder Road bicycle. When I was done with that bike, the rear rim was all warped from going off jumps. The rubber grips were annihilated from bailing and crashing, and the thing was totally rusty, from being left out in the rain. My kid's bike, they look just as new as the day they rolled off the Target showroom floor. I know lately things have been different because of the pandemic, but for the love of God, will you kids please just get on your bikes, go outside, make some friends, and get off the Fortnite.